Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with another video, and this video is about Broadcom or AVGO. As you know that AVGO or Broadcom is gonna release the earnings this week. So I did this analysis. I wanted to share this price projection analysis for AVGO with you guys. And that would help you in making the buy, sell, or hold decision for a Vago or Broadcom stock. Now, let's get started. Starting with the financial analysis, I put together the summary of the financial data in this table for last 11 quarters and also in column N and column O I'm showing you year over year and quarter over quarter comparison for the last quarter. Starting with the revenue, the last quarter 15.92, that's a 6.1% increase quarter over quarter and 21% increase year over year. So in terms of revenue, there is no red flag. Things are going in the right direction. Let's move on to net income. The net income went down the last quarter, 4.96 versus 4.14. So income wise, Avago did not do a good job. Profit margin percentage, gross margin percentage also did not go very well in the last quarter. They came lower than one quarter prior. 21% down, profit margin percentage quarter over quarter, and 1.6% down gross margin percentage quarter over quarter. A similar story with the EBITDA margin percentage also went down in the last quarter. EPS, on the other hand, went up, and that's about 7% quarter over quarter increase and about 36% year over year increase. Free cash flow per share is also going in the right direction, 9% up quarter over quarter and about 41% up year over year. Debt to equity ratio also going down, and that's a good sign. For the current quarter, the expectation for revenue is 17.46 and for the EPS is 1.86. So revenue and EPS is expected to go up in this quarter. So overall, looking at the financial, things are going in the right direction, but we need to be very watchful about the margin percentages that they're going to report in this earnings call in this week. So if the margin continues to go down for a Vago in this quarter as well, that won't be a good sign. But overall, there's lots of optimism about Avago or Broadcom stock in last few weeks because of the Google and Avago partnership, and this partnership continue to be strong in the future as well. So that would give some boost to Avago shares in this quarter as well. And now let's take a look earnings per share in more detail. You see on your screen the summary of the EPS projections and the EPS actuals for last 9 quarters. The last quarter you see that Avago was able to beat the earning by 2.42%. And this quarter the earnings expected 1.86, and the next 4 quarters you see that the earnings projections 1.86 through 2.58. Overall earnings growth is about 38%. So earnings growth for Avago or Broadcom is higher than the earnings growth for Nvidia that I showed in my yesterday video for Nvidia. So based on the earnings, Avago is expected to do a better job than Nvidia. And now let's take a look forward PE and try to make some projections for Avago. So in this table, you see that I'm showing you the PE, trailing PE, and also the forward PE. In the second table, I have the EPS projections, EPS actuals, the minimum price, maximum price, and the average price for Avago in that quarter just before the earnings. And also the earnings surprises in line 18. And in this table, you see I have the earnings projections for Avago for next 4 quarters. Besides that, I calculated the median, mean, average, and the maximum forward P in this table for last 5 to 6 quarters, and also earnings surprises, minimum, average, maximum, and median for last 5 to 6 quarters as well. So these values will help us calculate the price projections for Avago that would be valid after the earnings as well. I already did the math. You see here, mean, average, and the maximum points listed here, and that would be valid for after the earnings. In other words, that should be valid for next 3 months at least. So the formula I used here is the EPS forward for next 4 quarters, and also the forward PE historically 5 to 6 quarters, the minimum point, and also the third factor is P18. That's the earnings surprise, the minimum point. For the average, using the same formula, instead of using the minimum values, I'm using the average values, that is R9 and Q18 for the second and the third factor. And for the maximum, I'm using the maximum forward PE as well as the maximum earnings surprise. On top of it, I'm also applying the 97th percentile on this calculation just to be a little conservative, just in case Avago does not provide as much earnings surprise as it did in the previous quarter. So 3% error reduction kind of makes sense to me. So that gives the maximum point for next quarter for Avago or Broadcom 458. So in my opinion, Avago or Broadcom can go up to 458 in next 3 months if everything goes well for Avago. Average is 349 and the minimum point 259. If something goes wrong, Avago or Broadcom can go to this level as well. Another data that I wanted to share with you guys is the AI revenue analysis that you see on your screen. So on this table, I captured the Avago AI revenue starting from Q1 2024 till the last quarter, and also the estimate for this quarter is 6.2 billion. And that gives the equivalent price for Avago 345.63, and that's an average price for Avago at this point. So Avago is trading around 393. So in my opinion, Avago price is little overpriced based on the AI revenue. So in other words, Avago should be trading around 345, and that makes Avago price more practical around 345. So when Avago was trading around 345 or 350 just few weeks ago, that was probably a very good buy point for Avago. But still, if Avago goes down in next few days before the next earnings to around 345 or 350, that would be a good buy point for Avago as well. So that's all about my analysis and price projections for Avago. Also, I'm going to upload these Excel sheets to my Patreon account for the exclusive members. I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more in the next video. Take care.